Okay, you asked an interesting question. Well, you ask a lot of interesting questions, but this particular one, I'm going to take a look at two things here. We're going to take a look at a question you asked about vertex, and then we're going to take a look at quadratic inequalities, two separate videos. But right now what I wanted to do, if I can get my software working properly here, is to take a look at why, when we have a quadratic equation, of course in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, why the vertex, when b equals 0, is going to be at 0, c. Well, let's look at the formula for a vertex. Negative b over 2a. If there is no b, really what we have going on here, if there is no middle term of the equation, I should just say, if this is missing, think of it as missing because b was equal to 0. And if you look at it that way, you'll understand that this thing now turns into negative 0 over 2a. And 0 over anything is going to be 0. So the x-coordinate of the vertex, since it's a negative b over 2a, is now going to be 0. And how do we get the y-coordinate? Well, we put the x-coordinate in to the quadratic equation. So if we have what is left now after b is 0 is pretty much this equation. If we take what is now 0, this, remember, this has turned to 0. So now, since there is b is 0, this is 0. If we take 0 in and put it in for the x value, then this turns into a times 0 squared plus c, which means this whole part of it goes to 0, and we get y equals c. So c is always going to be the other coordinate of the vertex. So for this very reason, by looking at the quadratic when the middle term is missing as a quadratic with a b value of 0, you can then see how the vertex turns into the coordinate 0c. That might be interesting to you, might not be, but that's where that piece of information comes from.